internet culture has become a part of just culture.
The first Ford car, that was the thing. The first colored movie, that was the thing.
The Salem witch trials, that was the thing.
Like such memes of things happening currently also inadvertently helps the youth to keep on track with it.
Right.
Obviously not in the best way, and maybe not in the most accurate way, but in a way that makes them into the conversation where they would never have been in the first place.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Uneducation Station podcast. Of course, my name is Zach, and I'm here with my hostess with the mostest, Arthur.
I am Arthur.
And yes, I'm still on that hostess with the mostest.
You are still on the hostess with the mostest. That's fine. It's all good. Go ahead.
So, it's been an interesting last little bit, just for the sheer fact that I ended up getting a new job recently.
You did. I don't think you ever mentioned that you left your other job.
Yeah, it was kind of like a weird situation that surrounded me leaving that job.
Right, which is why I didn't want to bring it up.
Right.
Because if you know me, I don't step on landmines.
Right.
I don't go near them.
Yeah, exactly.
I stay back in the bunker, Zach. In the corner. The fetal position.
Rocking back and forth. Tears streaming down my face.
Mom, please, I don't want to be here. I just wanted to be in drama club.
This isn't drama class. Yeah, so I ended up getting a new job at a humane society, which I'm really stoked about. And I can say that much. And like, at least as far as it goes with like me talking about work and that kind of stuff, I am going to be like a little bit vague with how I describe like the place that I work. I mean, I can explain what we do, but like, I'm just kind of trying to be respectful and,
Right, yeah. I think, well, to my understanding for these things, I mean, it is a public institute. More so than if like your previous job, which wasn't not public, but something like this is a bit more public. So
right.
I wouldn't say it's a bad thing. Then again, first week on the job, so maybe not yet necessarily. So
no, I'm not gonna be like, bro, this place fucking sucks.
Well, no, that's what I mean. But I mean, if push came to shove, it's not the end of the world if they find out where your institute is. And if anything, because of what it is, it's a good thing. So
yeah,
whichever way you look at it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And so far I don't have anything but good things to say about this place. And they've been very accepting. And I've actually been able to do stuff already. I've worked 2 shifts there so far, and they're already having me like do some surgery prep stuff, which is a lot of what I did at my last job. So that's been really cool.
Is it different from your last job as far as like a skill level, I suppose?
Yeah, because the surgeries that we would be doing at the Humane Society are a lot of like spays and neuters and very routine, very rinse and repeat type surgeries.
Right.
And that was kind of similar with my last job, but the surgeries that we were doing over there were orthopedic, dealing with like blood, bones and joints and everything like that. And so that ended up making it a little bit more sketchy, I guess. And so, yeah, it definitely is different, but I kind of got to use a little bit of the muscle memory of what I did before to kind of help me through. And it was a lot of fun because, yesterday they were like, oh, yeah, so we're going to have you help out with surgery prep, basically like, for spays, just like shaving the tummy and, doing all that kind of stuff, preparing for surgery. And I just kind of went in there and I just
knew you were doing.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Right. Yeah. And so
that's always good. That's always good.
Yeah, I agree. And there was that kind of level of confidence where I felt comfortable doing that kind of stuff. And I think that helped out a lot for me, just to kind of have some familiarity with what I'm doing, because shelter medicine and orthopedics are like 2 extremely different things.
Right.
And so that definitely made a big difference. But I'm liking it so far. I'm going back tomorrow and it's going to be a grand old time.
That's good. So you said you work off camera. You said you work 4 days now. Before you work 3 days but longer hours. Do you prefer stretched out hours or stretched out week or a condensed week?
I mean, it's a double-edged sword no matter how you look at it.
Right.
It's like, would you rather have 4 8s or no, 4 10s or 5 8s? I don't know. 4 days a week, I think, is going to be good for me because I'm going to be there enough to feel like, I'm being helpful. Because when I was working 3 days a week, I was working 3 12s. And it was just kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. It sucked.
Right. It just sucked. But okay, but more so like work wise, not necessarily like environment wise or anything, or
I think the hours were just brutal.
Right. Yeah. I mean, what, like 10, how many hours was it a day?
It was at my last place.
Yeah.
It was 3 12-hour days, and then they would kind of slowly turn into like 13-hour days.
That's rough. And then another hour on the road, essentially, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so glad I get to work on this side of the bridge. Like,
oh yeah. Before you had to work over yonder in no tax land, and now here you are
back in tax land. Well, no, sales tax land.
Sales tax land. That's right.
Yeah, their income tax is really ridiculous.
Unfortunate, anyways.
Rather unfortunate, but yeah, I'm glad to be on this side of the bridge, and I'm pretty close to like the east side of town. There's a little skate park over there, and local people will know. But
I don't know. I don't leave my house. But I'm good. I'm happy for you. I know your old job, I don't know necessarily if you liked it or hated it. There's probably some aspects that you loved, some aspects that you hate. That goes for every job, but I do know for a fact that it was stressful, and based on what you had to do, and it was your first job, and your first job, like your first job,
right?
That's being thrown into a role like that can be pretty stressful, pretty rough. So I'm glad that you found something, maybe not necessarily more calm, maybe on paper, but something more of a normal speed, something where you being jumped right into it is not necessarily too stressful. So I'm glad for that.
Yeah, and yesterday when I walked in the door, apparently one of the cats that we had was pregnant and gave birth to like 5 kittens overnight. Aww. And there was one of the kittens was like laying on the metal floor of the kennels that they were in. And it was just super cold, and so I walked in the door, and one of the doors that I use, it goes like right into our little exam room type thing. And there were just a bunch of people huddled around like this itty-bitty little tiny cat that was, less than 24 hours old, and just trying to get him warm and everything. And then, everything ended up being fine after that, but it was just like,
that's great. I love that. That's great.
Yeah. And, dude, it's so much fun. And like, we ended up doing a neuter on a rabbit, and so I ended up helping with surgery prep on a rabbit, which was fucking weird. Like
a rabbit. Have you worked on a rabbit before?
No.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was very weird because rabbits are very delicate.
I wouldn't know. I've only known one rabbit, and there was a rabbit inside this little fenced area by the restaurant I used to work at, and then it was a wild stray or whatever.
Right.
So rabbit, bunny, I don't know. Is there a difference? Who knows?
A rabbit.
Rabbids. Wada wada wah. I always went outside to eat lunch because I couldn't stand to be in the restaurant.
Right.
That's a joke. I just wanted to go outside. And I would just sit there on the sidewalk with a stool, eating my curry and rice.
As one might.
As one does. And every now and then a buddy would come by, like where I was sitting.
Right.
On the other side of the metal fence. And I don't know why, but it came by every now and then. I was like, hey, what's good, bro? And then that was it. I don't know. I'm just like, hey, what's good? Obviously, I'm not an idiot. I wouldn't try and like pet it or anything. That's a terrible idea.
I mean, you would be surprised at the things that people do. Like, oh my gosh, dude, there's a TikTok going around where there was like a cougar in I don't know what kind of,
like the bad kind of cougar,
the one that is not a person.
Okay.
Damn. Anyways, so there was like a cougar just chilling in, it looked like a big metal cylindrical tube shaped thing that looked like almost like a sewage pipe or of sorts.
Did they try and pet it?
No, it would just cut to somebody else who are like, I'll bet you there's some crazy girl out there who just sees that and goes, kitty.
See, he's not wrong. There is 100%. But okay. Some people might be
are stupid.
Okay, are stupid. But on another category, which they might fall under as well, another group of people are very in touch with nature,
right,
and very used to nature.
Yeah.
I mean, you see the people like walk up to like lions and shit, you know? I mean, you know, they're more, if it's in a zoo, they're more tamed and stuff. But you look at like, I don't know, you look at, you know, TV and you see these people just go up to like wild animals and like befriend them or whatever. Or rather, they know, I think because they do the body language, right? They do the innate languages of that species. To make them seem docile or friendly or whatever. And they know those things because they're more into that type of thing.
Right.
That person still probably wouldn't walk up to a cougar, but maybe like wouldn't be like too pressed to get pretty close to it. I don't know. Maybe not necessarily, I'm going to give you a hug. I mean, I'm sure they'll be like, no, that's a fucking stupid thing. I've seen Lion King, Zach.
Yeah.
With but not Lion... No, George of the Jungle.
Yeah.
I've seen that, Zach.
I mean,
and the live action one.
I mean, yeah, there are some people who understand how to interact with wild animals in a way that's not going to get them hurt, or you know, it's not going to end up affecting the animals that you're around. And you know, I kind of accidentally became big dog wrangler because I'm big lanky scary man. But it's dude, it is so funny because all of like out of the experiences that I've had either like at my externship or at this last hospital that I was working at, and even at my new job, there have been a couple of different instances where like, you know, the animal in question would just try to like be an asshole to like everybody else, and then I just kind of somehow got portrayed myself in a way that they didn't feel like super threatened by me, which has been really helpful.
Yeah, that's good. I think, see, I'm not an animal person.
Right.
I don't own any animals in the house. Not for the reason, not for the low-hanging fruit that you think I'm going to say, but because...
they made a good soup.
No. We're not... I wouldn't say I'm not very responsible in the sense that taking care of one consistently, I suppose. Like, we've had fish, and you can see we don't have fish anymore.
Yeah.
You know? I've had, like, I love dogs, and I love cats. I love animals, you know? Yeah. I wouldn't call myself an animal person, but I do love animals. I love pets. I love all sorts of things. Animal nature is super cool. But I don't have the discipline to you know... properly maintain them, and that's the problem, right? Because what if I have children?
Then you're in trouble.
Then I'm fucked. No, but I love babysitting though, and whenever I babysit, I like to think that I do a good job because I check all the boxes, I make sure they do all the things, I maintain a healthy relationship with them that isn't a tyranny, you know?
Yeah.
I make them think that, you know, we're cool. But you're still going to eat those damn vegetables. But we're cool. You know, it's all good. Yeah. Let's talk about Minecraft. I played Minecraft. You know, when I played Minecraft when it first came out. You play Minecraft now, and you know, we're talking about Minecraft and shit, you know?
Bro, I remember version 1.1.
Alpha.
I was
not in the alpha days. I was in the beta days, though.
I think I only played a little bit in the alpha.
I didn't play in the alpha. I mean, you had to buy the games, Zach. Back then, I wasn't buying games. I was buying Pokemon. Those are the only games I was buying. And Ultimate game cards for RuneScape memberships. And Club Penguin memberships. But other than that, I didn't buy games, Zach.
But I get what you're saying, though. It's like the level of... I mean, it's something that is dependent upon you for them to survive.
It's, well, yeah, basically. But let's do a different example, right? Not even talking about payment. I do a better job at maintaining my store at work, cleanliness-wise, ethic-wise, or work-wise and such, following procedure-wise, all those things, than I do here at home.
Right.
I mean, look at my damn studio. It's a mess. If my store was a mess, Zach, I would freak out.
Yeah.
Like, I would get upset. Well,
Right.
I wouldn't get that mad, but I'd be like, oh, fucking damn it. You know, something went wrong.
Yeah.
I'm more diligent when it comes to things that my mind considers work.
Yeah.
I mean, I consider this part of my work at home, but like that work directly affects the people around me and the people
Right.
affiliated with that and associated with that. So I'm like, okay, I have a responsibility, and so this goes under that umbrella of work, and therefore I will put my mind to that. But I have a different type of work where it's like, it's work, but I don't care that much. School.
Bro, you are preaching to the choir here, because wow. Thinking about how productive I am at work versus how productive I am at home, I took a nap for literally no reason other than the fact that I had time to kill, and then I ended up killing time that I needed to spend doing other things.
Right.
Including being here.
You know, I think you should sleep. I think if the body wants sleep, it should sleep.
Right.
That's my thing. I think the body needs rest. I know all about overworking. It's a bad thing.
Yeah.
People die from that. That's some serious shit. So if you need to sleep, you should sleep. That being said, you know, plan around appointments and stuff, but at the same time, your body kind of knows what's important.
Yeah.
Your body knows when it needs to wake up. Your body knows if you have a flight in the morning, it'll find a way to wake up. My body will wake up for if I'm like if I wake up late for work, I'll be like, oh shit, I'm getting up. If I was late for school, I'm like, well, fuck, I guess I'm going to bed again. I missed it anyways. My body classifies what's important and what's not for me.
Yeah.
School is important, but I have my situation is different. Your situation is different. Maybe school is important for you.
I feel like we made an episode about this.
I feel like we're going to make an episode about this.
Bro, okay, I went back. Okay, this is a little bit of a sidetrack, but I went back and I was looking at episodes from, like 6 months ago, where it was like, oh yeah, we need to get the boys on, and we need to make
this school episode that we've been wanting to do forever. We just never did.
I think it was after Jackson came on for the first time. That was when we were like,
no, Alec came on. Alec was our first guest,
and that was what, episode like 20 or something.
I think like that was like 15 or something. That would be honest. That was rough, but that was a rough episode. We were not prepared for 3 people. My camera was out of focus.
Bro, I still feel like we're not prepared for 4.
No, we're
people.
fine. Trust the process. We're fine. I mean, we've tested your angle. Your angle is perfect. My angle, we have less room. That scares me actually. So I don't know actually.
I mean, we could probably just move this.
Yeah, I would have to squeeze in here more and then move my. We'll figure it out. We'll have a 4-person episode very soon. Don't worry, because I want to have a 4-person episode. I feel like that'd be fucking hilarious. Whether it be the Jackson Alec or someone else. Maybe I get Christian back and
Dude,
Jamie. Yeah,
Jamie was such a fun person.
He was.
Yeah,
I'm sure he would love to come back. Let's have both. Yeah, we'll have both of them back. It'd be great because they're part of that friend group. So it would probably be self-explanatory to get them.
Yeah,
in. But
I need to get Andy on, because Andy's been talking about
have Andy on. I would love to have Andy on.
I think the banter,
Andy.
The banter between Jackson and Andy is very similar to the banter between Jackson and Alec, because Jackson's just a character, and I love him. I love the group of friends that I've surrounded myself with, and the associations that have blossomed just kind of from my group of friends. Because it's like, you're homies with Jackson and Alec and Andy and all of my boys. All my boys. And, all of my homies are super chill with you, which is awesome. And, dude, the freaking the CSGO nights are so funny.
Yeah, we talked about it when Jackson was here. I love CS:GO, but not for the reason that I like the game. It's just a lot of fun to play because it takes me back to a time where just queuing up in COD lobbies with the boys. Like 5-man, 6-mans going in a pub and just playing team deathmatch or whatever, and just going off. And CS, now that it's a couple years, like more than a couple years old now, it's turned into, even if you play comp or whatever the hell we were playing, I think it was like a casual comp or whatever the fuck it was.
It was like a 5v5.
I don't know, dude. It's weird now. It's competitive, but we're still having fun. We're talking with the Randy, and just have a shit in the shit, And I got really good that one game. That was my first game playing in like, I don't know, since the last time we played. God knows how long. And that was fucking hide and seek. That wasn't even CS. And I dropped like 20. That was pretty good. And then afterwards I shit the bed, but that's besides the point.
I mean, I shat the bed the entire time.
But that's okay, because it's just CS. Who the fuck cares, I
was more focused on the conversations we were having and the random shit that I was saying to the random people.
Yeah, I know. It's so much fun. That's what I've missed about CS, because when I played CS back then, everyone was all serious. Everybody's just, they talk like this. They talk like this. And now we're just talking about random shit.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. I mean, we'll still focus every now and then, though, the call outs, but then game chat, we're just vibing. This is why I want to play MW again, bro. That was a lot of, just play MW with the boys again. That was fun.
Jackson has MW.
Yeah, and so a PC that can run it too.
All of the boys have MW, I think.
Yeah. Let's run some MW sometime. But that's why we need to get them on the podcast soon. We'll have them on the podcast. It'll be a lot of fun. I would love to. It'll be the first, or whoever, whether it be Christian and Jamie or Alec and Andy or Jackson, whatever it will be, we'll have 4 people again. I'm excited. We do want to have more guests. It's just, man, things have been so wild. I've been trying to juggle all sorts of things, figuring things out, and planning other projects around other things. I'm like, oh boy, oh Jesus, Rick, But I'm starting to plateau now.
Yeah.
So at that point, I would be very comfortable with going out of bounds, if you will.
Yeah. I think a lot of it too has to do with the fact that they just create such good content.
They do. I think. I mean, I like to think that we make great content, but when you add the strange, Zach, the curveball, the spice, Zach, it's no longer just a steamed chicken, Zach. Spicy steamed chicken, Zach.
With rice
and soy sauce. We're having a time, Zach. It's a meal.
Yeah.
I went downstairs my morning, 12 p.m., 1 p.m. and
1:30.
And, you can go down and crack an egg and maybe some rice if you're feeling the Eastern vibe. Maybe you watch a couple K-dramas and you're feeling a little yellow fever and you're like, shit, I'll make some rice today.
Hell
yeah. I recommend it. Rice is great. If you're in one of the white people camps where like rice is bad for you, it's just starch. No fucking shit, dumbass.
But that's what makes it good.
No, that's not the point. It's bad for you if you eat a lot of it. Oh, obviously. Right. We're not shoveling it down like fucking water. We just have it as an accompaniment piece. And then we have it maybe once or twice a day. That's all rice is. Oh, it's bad for you. Do I look fucking obese? I'm joking, by the way. But seriously, I find those ads so funny. I see ads of this old white dude who's like, rice, bad for you. McDonald's, bad for you. Look what we're still fucking doing. Who the fuck? Beef, cholesterol, bad for you. No fucking shit. So yeah,
it's moderation.
It's moderation. I'm sorry, that was off the grid. Anyways, you dive in. You finish watching Squid Game. I don't want to eat some rice. Fuck it. I'm feeling the traditional type of shit today, Zach. I'm gonna treat myself. This is me pretending to be average white person going about his day.
You look like you're skiing.
Because I'm white. I'm sorry. The skiing is the official privilege of white people sports, Zach. You know what I mean?
Well,
don't say polo, because it's not polo. That's kingdom shit.
I was gonna say
synchronized swimming.
No, what was I thinking? The where you slide the little ball on the ice and then you have to get it onto the little
Shuffleboarding?
It's not shuffleboard.
What do you mean? That's what it is. What?
It's shuffleboard, but it's not. You know, it's on ice and it's a big.
Shuffleboard is on ice.
Shuffleboard.
Well, it can be on, but you're the one with the sweep, the broom.
Yeah.
Is that not shuffleboard?
No.
Well, I mean, there's that shuffleboard, but I thought that was just the beta version that we call shuffleboard, but this is actually shuffleboarding.
No, it's like it's a weird stupid
Ice
name.
sweepy boy sport.
If you think I'm not gonna look that up right now,
I don't know what are you gonna type? Ice sweepy boy sport.
Sweepy boy sport.
It's not gonna be it on ice. See,
it's sweepy boy sport on ice.
I don't think
curling.
Gotcha. Is that it? I mean, it is pretty white.
Bro.
I guess so. Or rather privilegey white. There's a difference between white and privilegey white. I mean, to say
the peak of human athleticism is the Olympic men's curling team.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I just like to say we're joking. I feel like that needs to be said. We're having a time. It's all good. Bro, we be playing, Zach, we're playing ping pong.
Wait, this is the peak of men's athleticism.
Look at that dude, bro.
Look at that. Yeah. That is,
oh my God, that's America right there.
That is peak human
God
potential.
damn, bro. Jesus. That should just be the American flag. It doesn't get more American than this.
Do you see the American flag poking out?
You see the mullet,
yep.
The mustache, USA hat, tattoos, curling. That's America's Zach.
That's America's ass.
That's America's ass. That's crazy.
Oh man.
And again, we're joking, Zach.
Yeah.
Like I said, look at me, Zach. We play ping pong and table tennis. You know. It's all good. We're having a time. It's all good.
Yeah.
Thank you, AC. We're having a time. Bless you. I forget what the original point I was trying to make. Oh yeah, that's right. You got that yellow fever. I just finished watching Ping Pong Playa with Jeremy Lynn or whoever the fuck that was. And great movie, by the way. I don't think it was with Jeremy. Maybe it was. And it wasn't. I'm just being racist. You know, I went downstairs and you know, one can crack an egg, but you know, and maybe put some pepper in it and have a time. But you know, oh, there it is. All right, I needed to do it as well. I've been a little sick recently. I need to finish my story.
Went downstairs.
My grandma just made some fancy louse eggs and I ate it too, and it was a different experience, Zach. That's all I'm trying to say. I forgot what the point was. The steamed chicken and the spice. The spices, Zach.
The spice of life.
You need the spice, Zach. Otherwise, the chicken is shit. I had some eggs, and it could just be any eggs, but there was some meat. It was like an egg meat omelet with vegetables in it, and it was like pretty. It's like this louse dish, and you pour the sauce on it, and I'm having a time, Zach. And that, and then what that led me to the reason why I bring the story up, Zach. I don't know. I forgot what the original point was. Anyway, Zach, you're enjoying your job. I'm doing all sorts of things, but I'm excited. Oh, that's right. To have people on the show. The spice, Zach.
Oh yeah.
The different the strange, Zach. The strange.
The Doctor Strange.
You just need a little bit of spice in your life, Zach. Sometimes in life, the going gets rough. The things are so consistent. The things are the same. And you say, babe, I have an idea. You see this grapefruit? Let's try something. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Zach? You need the strange in your life. Just to spice things up. Otherwise, it's just the same thing. We all know the sound, Zach. We all know it. Spectacular video.
Oh man.
The pinnacle, I think, of internet. It never got better than that, Zach.
Is that video still on YouTube?
The cinnamon challenge? No one that with that lady with the giant ass ladle. Who? No, that is not peak internet, Zach. Lag train, bad apple. No. That's peak. That is peak internet, Zach. It never got. How the fuck did that make it to the internet? And why was she so dead ass serious?
I don't know.
It was like a straight up Howlcast video or some shit.
Bro, it looked like a 5-minute crafts video before 5-minute crafts.
Bro, and it was like the most dead ass video of all time. It's like no straight face. She was very serious. You need to please your man. You want to please your man. You try this grapefruit. You cut a hole in the center. Like straight face, not even laughing. She's being very serious. You know what that means, Zach? It means that we need to be serious as well.
When cutting a hole in a grapefruit?
Yes. And you know how serious she was? She meant all good reason. She looked at that camera dead in the eye and said, yo man gonna be very happy about this. I want you to treat your man. That's pretty good, isn't it?
That is a great representation of that.
Everybody knows the sound. You know how funny that is? I could just be walking down the street and go, wow, and someone be like, yo, grapefruit. I saw this, bro, this was like years ago. I saw this meme and someone just it wasn't even cut. You were just holding a grapefruit and you said, you know what the fuck's going on? And the reply is like, I hate that I know what the fuck's going on. It's so infamous.
Dude, okay. I love the fact that we're at the point now where internet culture has become a part of just culture, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
well, the internet is so ingrained into our lives that it has to be culture. It has to be our current culture. It can't not be. The internet is what's going to be like the thing. Before it was like fucking, I don't know, the first Ford car, you know? And that was the thing. The first colored movie, that was the thing.
The Salem witch trials, that was the thing.
You can't say that, Zach. Yes. And, you know, now we have the internet.
Right.
That's the thing of the 21st century. Sorry, I forget that it's like a year back, not a year forward. That makes no sense, by the way. Who the fuck thought that was a good idea? I guess when you think about it, right? Year 2, AD 0002. That's the first century, but it starts with a 0, you know?
Yeah.
So it's complicated now. Like, why didn't we call that the 0th century?
The century.
Century. 4 centuries. Remember me for centuries. Oh. You know, why didn't they just call it that? What is this episode?
I don't know.
Do you know the importance videos playlist, Zach?
No.
Oh my gosh. So, oh man, it's biblical, Zach. It's like actually legendary. So back around when we were in high school, even before then, but I think that then was like when it was really popping. It's basically just a YouTube playlist, and it's been removed all like so many different times. But finally, and I think recently, like literally last year or something, someone took the time and revived and uploaded every single video in the playlist in the same order by like going to like Wayback Machine or whatever it's called, you know, checking old versions of the site, finding the playlist, doing tricks with the YouTube link to find the original video, and then like the crazy shit. And now the video and the playlist is back up, and it's a playlist of memes
doing God's work.
No, it's like old school, like kind of old school, but not really. But it's like just this playlist of recognizable memes, and it had like millions. Like it's the remember the yeah, that type of shit, and it's just 300 plus videos.
I think I've
some
gone
ranging
that
from like
playlist.
5 seconds to like an hour long. And it's like, what the fuck? And this playlist, like we remember the video production class I took. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wood, but I mentioned that we did nothing. And then we like In that class, we did absolutely nothing. We only had one project we had to do that entire semester. So we just did absolutely butt fuck nothing. And then finally did something at the end, like the last month, because we had to make something. We had nothing to show, which is really very funny. And I was surprised he let us do that. But I think he made us do that to teach us a lesson where I was like, all right, if you're going to procrastinate, this is what's going to happen. And the video turned out okay. I think it turned out hilarious, but not for the reason that it needed to be. That being said, it's okay. But bro, we were just in the bag watching this playlist. Like I showed them this playlist and we were just like having to go in every single day. We just like hatchet at it we just knock at it every single day, little by little. And it was fantastic. I recommend watching it. And he did the guy did a great job. Apparently, some videos, I think there was only one video he couldn't retrieve. Because there was a copyright or something. There was a copyright claim, and now after trying to re-upload it, it's just blocked. So I don't know what that is. You can still find it, like if you could look up like I don't know, reaction videos to it.
Oh yeah.
You know, just things like that. But I'm happy because it was just a pivotal moment. And it was probably the most ingrained in meme culture I ever was. These days, I'm not too much. The only memes I really know is if it pops off on Twitter or something. Yeah. So I'm not, I don't really use Reddit. I know I'm lame. I know. But as far as the humor goes in current internet culture days, I get it from Twitter.
Right.
And that's not it's not a bad thing because I'd say it ends up getting there faster than, like, I don't know, Facebook or Instagram or something, but it's there. It's all good. I'm having a time. I'm no longer just surfing iFunny or 9gag or whatever the fuck people still use now.
Bro, iFunny used to be
the shit.
The shit.
I know. I mean, I'm sure it's still great, but that was like the thing. I frequented that I was there for the refreshes for Popular, like every single time.
Oh yeah.
Like daily, like every single refresh every day. I was there for it. I checked them more than Twitter, more than my texts, more than anything. I was like, that was the thing. I was just on iFunny, and it was fantastic. I loved that. Was what a great thing. And I have some gems. I don't think I even remember my account, unfortunately. So I think all my gems are gone. But
R.I.P. to the homie. Yeah, the history of internet memes and like the history of internet culture has definitely changed a lot.
Oh, that's an understatement, Zach.
Like the shit that we find funny now don't even make sense.
Oh, absolutely not. It's like I saw this in another meme. That was a long time. It was a couple years ago, so you can tell how it would be like weird now. It's just like how the I forget how it went, but it went on something along the lines of like I was laughing at this picture on my phone, and the lady asked me about what I was laughing about, and how the fuck am I supposed to explain this? And it's just like some poorly photoshopped, like I remember what it was. It was like I know I had to do it to the meme, but it was like photoshopped into a movie or some shit like that.
Oh yeah,
and it was like horrible. And then I laughed at it because it was so funny. But it's like, when I think about it, it's not really that funny, but it's so funny.
The first thing that pops into my mind is Markiplier being photoshopped onto Lord Farquaad's body, and then it's just E.
Yeah. Why is that? It's so funny, I mean, well, I don't know if I find it still funny to this day. Maybe like when it's like randomly thrown into it, I don't expect it. That's pretty funny, But back then, bro, E. That was like the meme. Why? It was just deep fried E. That's it.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? And it's a thing where it's just like, there's just no prerequisite. You just have to jump in and hopefully you figure it out. Like how, And I want to think it's just a thing of people find it funny, and I want to find it funny as well. So I force myself to find it funny. But I do think it's kind of funny.
It does kind of turn into like...
I still think Among Us memes are funny, Zach.
Among Us.
Oh, man. Among Us.
Yeah.
I think they're funny as fuck. Well, okay. I think, I don't know, the whole like sus stuff is kind of overplayed now.
Yeah.
But I think just the shit post Among Us stuff is funny as fuck.
Okay, I have to say, and I bring this up all the time because I still go back and watch it every once in a while just because it's so funny. The beginning of your 2HC video.
You said it all the time. I'm so over it now because I watched it so many times.
But it's just so funny. Just because like that meme, the come.
Yeah, come.
Ooh,
They're not that funny, Zach, but it's the presentation that makes it funny, you know? There was, oh my God, there was this Hatsune Miku meme, right? And you're not gonna get it. It's like Hatsune Miku finds out you're British, and it's just like, it's like 5 seconds, and it's like, you know, so Hatsune Miku is the Vocaloid, pink or blue-haired twin tail girl, the one in the thumbnail. Of the recent video, Hatsune Miku, probably the most popular one, the first one, that is. And it's like her Nendoroid version like that, and just pictures of it, and it's her robot voice going, you know, like, wait, are you British? No, no, no. Oh, no, 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 no. And then some British sound, and then she just starts singing her song, like, say a car, and then it just cuts. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's so fucking stupid. That's so funny.
Yeah, I think it's so funny.
And then just...
Oh my gosh, perfectly cut screams will always have a wonderful, wholesome place in my heart. But even as we're explaining this right now, there is going to be a demographic of people who are going to be so fucking confused.
I know. But at the same time, like, meme culture is so ingrained that if you don't know the insides of a certain meme, depending on how much experience in meme culture you are, you can still find it funny. I mean, anime memes, you know, and stuff like that. Like, people still find... Oh, but you know what's... Bro, Discord memes?
Oh, my God.
They are peak meme. I don't care the fuck... I don't care. They're the funniest memes of all time. The funniest meme format. They're so funny. Like, I think spit, because that's how passionate I am about Discord memes. Like, the sounded... Like, the notification sounds, and there's no talking. It's just... sound effects and music and stuff, and it's just the text. It's so fun. There was one that a VTuber that I watched recently, Ollie. She asked all of her fellow VTubers, her fellow Hololive members, what is it? What would you hit me for $1 million? And then it was just like she had an editor, and then it was just like, it was so fucking funny. It was beautiful, and it was like all the reactions from the different people, and the sound effects that they, oh my God, stunning. And it's just Discord screenshots. Why is that funny?
You know, there's that kind of stuff, and then there's also the memes that we get in our Discord servers. Yeah, that are pictures of us that are just very poorly photoshopped into random shit. Like, I have a picture of Alec that is basically the entire frame is about this much of his face, and I decided to try to deep fry it as much as humanly possible. And so it went through, oh gosh, like 4 renders in Photoshop. And it turned into an absolute masterpiece. And I'll see if I can find it so I can show you. But it is the funniest fucking thing I have ever created. Or like the picture of Alec. I don't know why I use Alec for all these memes. He's just a very funny character.
He is.
So I took a picture of him like chasing after a pigeon. Or no, it was a seagull. He was chasing after a seagull at the beach. And then I put like the Dragon Ball Z flames around him, and then there was just the thumbnail picture of Jackson just off in the sunset, just like 50% transparency, and like, you know, the black outlines around both like Alec and the seagull. It is the funniest thing, and I'll find it and I'll show it to you.
It's fantastic. I think poorly edited memes, I feel like there's just a special place in people's hearts where they understand, even if they're a great editor or a great designer, right? Poorly edited memes are just way funnier because we kind of get it. You know, we like, if you don't know very much, you kind of get how like just plain and amateurish it kind of is. Yeah. And those are the best. I think that is why I like Discord memes, because it's not that much effort, but people put more effort into it, like with editing and sound effects and stuff like that. Yeah. And I know makes me sound like a hypocrite, because I've said before in the past that content videos that rely too much on editing are not that good. But it's different because the medium now is meant to not be good.
It's supposed to be funny, not good.
Right. Well, things can be good and funny, but it's meant to be good, or it's meant to be funny but stupid. Yeah. And not stupid in a good way either, but but also not in a bad. See, it's weird. They fall on this weird thing, and I can't defend it. So if I'm a hypocrite, I guess I sound like a hypocrite. But Discord memes will always be funny, and they will always be the god-tiered #1 meme format of all time. That being said, I think, see, thanks to the magical YouTube algorithm, the thing that I despise most, but also can't get enough of.
Mm-hmm.
I've been recommended more memes these days. Before it wasn't even, it's just like normal. Honestly, it's like normal shit, honestly. You know, just videos of YouTubers and YouTubers that may be related to it, and that's it. A couple random videos here and there. But now it's just some random shit. 5-second shit. Just of like with 30 million views of like guy plays a trumpet and with a ruler or some shit. I don't know. And it's like, what the fuck? Why did I have to watch this? And then I watched that, and then I watched that one video, and now my entire recommended is full of just random instrument memes. Band memes. What the fuck?
You're just sitting there thinking, how did I get here?
Yeah, and it's fantastic.
I love that.
That ended up being my version of iFunny now, because it's just, well, it's ultimately better. And I don't know why, but just even things like you said before, like the perfectly cut screams. They're so funny because it's like you already expect what's going to happen. You already know what's going to happen. You just don't know when it's going to happen. And when it does happen,
it's going to happen.
Or how it's going to happen. And then it happens, and then it gets abruptly removed. You're like, God fucking damn it.
Yeah, it's like the subverted expectations.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, it's like, you know, you expect this really funny thing to happen, and then it carries on like, when's it gonna happen? When's it gonna happen? And then it's just that instant of just like, ah! And then, you know, it's just gone. It's just gone as quickly as it came.
Part of that ends up being like that. It's just sounding kind of scary, but that rapid fire form of fast media that we've been indoctrinated for so long, you know?
Right.
And especially now. I think part of it ends up being that. It's the thing where you could show, like, I don't know, our parents or something, and they wouldn't really get it. Or maybe they might get it, but not really. Maybe not to the level that we are. But maybe show like, I don't know, an older gentleman. And he'd be like, what the fuck is this? You know, and I'm like, you know what? Honestly, fair enough. That's fine. I don't know what the fuck this is either, but it's funny because we're just so used to that fast, rapid fire media where we can predict kind of what's going to happen. Even if we don't know how or what's going to happen or how it's going to, or we don't know how or when, we know what's going to happen.
It's like when you're watching a fail compilation and you see someone doing something and you're like, oh, that person's about to eat shit. And then they do. And then
you
still
like, find it funny.
Yeah, it's still hilarious. Just because you knew what was going to happen, that doesn't make it less funny or less entertaining.
It's basically just a fail compilation, but it's shorter and it's cut horribly.
At the perfect moment.
At the perfect moment. You know the pictures taken at a perfect moment or moments before disasters or such? Those happen. It's like those. That, except now in video form. Moments taken right before a disaster, you know?
Yeah.
Moments recorded right before disaster. Right up onto disaster.
Yeah. And then right when it hits, like, you know, you have the rising action, and then right once it hits the climax, that's when it's gone.
It goes to the next clip. And you're like, fuck. But it's funny. Why is it funny? You know, and this thing, I just think, I think it's scary to think that we find that funny, but at the same time, it makes me I don't want to think about it too much.
Yeah, because if you try to explain the reason why you find something funny, then it just sounds really dumb, and then you realize that it's not as funny as you initially thought it was.
Right. And I think we all know it's actually, like, even then, we know it's stupid.
Oh, yeah.
But we still find it funny, you know? You know the stinky poop, stinky.
Oh,
poop.
God, yeah.
Why? Okay, do you find that funny?
I do find it
I find it funny as well. Why? That's the dumbest thing I've ever looked at in my life. I think that's the worst. I think that is the worst. But I find that hilarious because it's just so stupid. Dude,
have you seen the videos where saw it initially in Among Us, where people would type in the chat like words to songs, and then the song would be playing in the background, and you would just see the reactions of other people who were in the game with them, and they're like, "Please, for the love of God, stop!" And then they just like keep going and going.
I don't
and
think
going.
I've seen. No.
It is so hilarious, just for the sheer fact of like everyone is just sitting there like very disappointed and confused. And then there's that one person who joins in, you know, it's like that. I don't know how to explain it in a way that makes sense, but it's like very nice.
Very, very nice.
Very nice. It doesn't make sense, but it's funny. And if you watched it, you would find it funny.
Right.
But I can't do it justice by explaining it, because it's just like, oh, that's cool. But that's when you try to explain anything.
Yeah.
Like, if I haven't seen the videos before, then I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, Arthur? Mm-hmm. And then you're like, oh, it's super funny. And I'm like,
I don't think so, because when you explain it, it's not that funny. Stinky poop. That's not funny, Zach. If I just, that's stupid as fuck.
Yeah.
But you watch the video, and then you watch it a second time, and you watch it the third time. You're like, this is fucking all right. That's kind of funny.
Or look at this graph,
dude. That's oh my god. That's another thing where you already know the context.
Yeah.
You need to know the context, and that's the thing where you have to be able to be in this like you have to be into this dank meme culture to the point where I don't think dank memes, it's not even referred to as dank memes anymore. That's dead now. It's just memes.
All memes are dank memes now.
All memes are just dank memes, because there are memes and then there are dank memes, and then all the memes just became dank memes, and now they're back to memes. And if they're not dank memes, then they're just not good.
If they're not dank, we don't want them.
Exactly, If they're not dank, it's like despicable memes, But Despicable Me memes can be dank memes too, because it's ironic. It just continues, and you can't explain this thing. It makes absolutely no sense to the one who doesn't know any better. So you have to be born in the internet,
right? Or you have to be like growing up in the internet age, and like. When we talk about like older memes now, we're not talking about Nyan Cat or like Angry Cat or, I'm a banana. Because that was like...
Banana phone. Yeah.
Bing bong, bing bong, bing bong, bing. Banana phone.
That's an old one.
Oh my gosh.
I think... So, I didn't really have a lot of like access to the internet when I was younger. Well, I did in the sense that we had like we had a computer, right? We had a laptop, a family laptop, that type of thing, classic, right? But it's not like I was on memes.com or whatever the fuck that would be, and just looking at angry face memes all day and such. I didn't really have that. I wasn't introduced. I had no one to introduce me to it.
Right.
You know how I got introduced to it, Zach?
How?
Flipnote.
What a time.
What a time, right?
Dude, that was like the most wholesome time, because wasn't there like a thing on the DS where you could like see other people's Flipnotes?
That was Flipnote Hatena. So Flipnote was for the Nintendo DSi. It was a free app, and you would just make animations, like a flipbook kind of, but except it was an actual animation thing. You were very limited on tools. You only had 2 colors, or 3 rather, black. Well, I guess, black, white, blue, and red. If you got creative, you can take the blue and the red and make it purple, different forms of purple, darker reds, darker. People had a lot of fun past that point. A lot of different techniques. But it was very bare bones.
Right.
And people would make amazing things. People would make like kind of music videos, stick fights, and that's kind of where the stick animation things kind of... I don't know how popular they are now, but back in the day, stick fight animations were the shit.
Dude, I remember going through and seeing your Flipnote animations,
Mm-hmm.
like the stuff that you used to make, because that was like, you know, back in middle school when we were homies,
Right.
and you know that was like the glory days of you know, when we hang out at school all the time and make origami shit. But it was so fascinating just to see, like, I think that was the first time I'd ever seen just regular people having like a level of creativity that I had never imagined before.
Right. Because it was YouTube, of course.
Oh,
YouTube
yeah.
existed. And in fact, that's where we got our music from. And, you know, there wasn't any way to import music. So what we would do is we would take a speaker of some sort and put the DSI next to it and blast that shit. And sometimes it would be too loud, sometimes it would be too quiet. You know, the DSI mic is very variable and it's absolute dog shit. So it's like, how the fuck are we going to do this? Well, I would take this speaker, that I would connect to whatever I had. I think I had an iPod Touch at that point. And then I would go in the bathroom and just blast that shit onto my DSI mic, keep listening back to it. Sometimes it would peak, sometimes it wouldn't, etc. And you know, you would fine tune it. And it was absolute scuffery. But the point I'm trying to bring up is that because of the age we were in at that time, around 2010, 11, 12-ish, and around there, was this boom of memes. So memes naturally ended up going on a Flipnote as well, because people can make animations of the memes and such, you know, like you remember the pancake one? It was like, or flapjack. I can't remember what the fuck it was. It was like, I want 20 flapjacks, and like, oh well, you give this guy 5 flapjacks, you'll give this guy 1 flapjack. You still have 14 flapjacks. That's more than both of us combined. No, but I want 20 I don't know. It's some weird shit.
I do remember that though, for some weird, bizarre reason.
Talk show stuff like Conan and stuff, like animated onto there. I hate my life and I want to die because I ain't got no iPhone. Stuff like that. Troll faced Nyan Cat.
I'm blue, but
yeah,
I would die.
And ooh ee ooh ting ting, wada bang bang. You know, all these memes, and that's where I found them. That's where I got into meme culture, through Flipnote, because it ended up bleeding into that. Because it was Flipnote. Although nobody knows about it, was a very rich community.
Yeah,
because everybody had a Nintendo DSi. Not everybody created, but everybody wanted. Like, it was just like, because there was YouTube, of course, and you know, there were all sorts of videos and all sorts of YouTubers, but it was still blooming. So we were all looking for different avenues to experience internet.
I think that was like the beginning of short videos and like that kind of stuff.
I like to think that the Flipnote was the first Vine.
That is a great way to think about it,
you know?
Actually. Yeah.
The first quick form video. The first, just the first quick form video, whether it be informative, whether it be for jokes, for shit posts, whatever it is. They can range from like a minute plus to like 5 seconds. And there's always, you know, there's a delivery, and it's kind of like that quick form. Like, nobody would do that on YouTube. That'd be stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Even though back then there wasn't the 10-minute rule everybody tried to hit. They were all at least like 3 minute plus, 5 minute plus.
Right.
So they were great videos, you know, Smosh and Niggy Higa and such. But Flipnote,
bro,
something about Flipnote was just so fantastic. I don't know.
Somehow we ended up going down like the nostalgic rabbit hole, because you know, whenever I think
because we're old people, Zach, and we're reminiscing on our old people memes.
Well, I think we remember a version of YouTube and like a version of the internet that the people who are like in high school now or younger than that, you know, they didn't really get an opportunity to like admire that moment in our history. And it was just super funny. Like, I remember, oh gosh, when did How to Be Ninja come out?
Oh, I don't know. Dude. That's like 2008 and 9, something crazy like that.
Because I remember watching that like not too long after it came out. And that's because like my brother and I shared like an old Toshiba laptop.
Mm-hmm.
that was my dad's, and we would just kind of sit and watch YouTube.
Do you remember the Ninja Glare, Zach?
Of course I do.
Remember how to do it?
Oh no. Oh wait, hang on. Wait.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dude. Oh, I love you for that.
Bro, come on now. You know what I mean? Those are good times. Those are great times.
How do I still remember that, dude?
I don't know how I remember. I do it every now and then because I just find it so cool. Who just does this? You know what I mean? Fantastic.
You put your hands like this, and I was like, is he about to do what I think he's about to do?
Of course I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Come on now.
Oh my god.
At the same time, around that time, I was into like Naruto and shit, you know?
Oh, yeah.
The hand seals and shit, and these things, right? So this was badass. That was some cool shit. So I love that. I wanted to know it. But I think the reason why I want to talk, I've been bringing these things up is not necessarily to say, current YouTubers and memes are bad. No, I think they're hilarious. You know what I mean?
I think it's coming from a place of like appreciation.
I think so as well. I would never. I mean, maybe not never, but I won't always be that. I'm not going to be the old guy, as I've said before, where the good things back in the day were so much better than now. I mean, sure, in some aspects, but not necessarily in other aspects. I think what's important is the current, and this is the current thing that the kids are into, and that's the current thing that the kids are into, and that means that's the thing that they're going to be they're going to invest most of the time into. And now it's become more educational with the things like educational TikToks and shorts and stuff and all those type of things where it's like, it's super fast paced, rapid fire, but it's like some cool facts and shit to learn and stuff. I watched like a calculus one the other day. I was like, why am I watching this? A calculus short. And I was like, wow, you watched it? That's cool. And I watched it, and that was it.
Yeah.
Oh, and there was this, so I don't know if you know about lag train. It's another Vocaloid-y type thing.
I know very little about it.
You do?
Like, I've heard about it.
The reason why you might heard about it is because it's becoming memed incredibly right now.
Oh no.
Well, for the past, not for a bad reason, but it's just like, for some reason, I don't know why, but it's become like, some people have said lag train is the modern day Bad Apple. And I don't know if you know what Bad Apple is, but it's like this old school Toho project, I believe it is. Like this kind of, it's super cool. You might know it. I
do, yeah.
And it was like this black and white silhouette animation, and it was very cool actually. And actually, when I look back at it, very good, very well done. But people say for some reason this has became the new Bad Apple, and I think it's a great example. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is it's been memed to shit, and it's funny as fuck. And just the other day, I found this video that got recommended to me because, of course, it's like lag train, but it's everything in my recommended, and it's just like a compilation of everybody's lag train edits, and it's awesome. It's awesome, and it's like, how does this happen?
Right.
That's so cool, and it's just like. It's just this thing. And the reason why I was bringing it up, because I saw this lag train thing, and I saw one about like, it's like lag train, but it's geometry. And it was just showing these old geometric slides and stuff from like from the 80s or 90s or something. And it was just like syncing with the music and showing like triangles. Well, it was more like trigonometry, but he called it geometry. Whatever, it's all good. I won't get upset. It's all good.
Triangles.
Well, but it was so cool to watch.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, why not? And it fits so perfectly. I don't know why. It was fantastic. And it's just that thing where it's just, what if you can do these type of rapid fire type of media content that the kids are going to love and make it educational? Throw some facts in there. Who knows when that'll help down in the subconscious down the line? I don't know. I mean, granted, I don't remember anything from the geometry thing, but I remember the idea of it, and that idea is going to rest in my subconscious and allow anything related to that to bloom.
Yeah. I don't know how to explain
congruent angles. That's what it is. I mean, it's just random geometric slides. And it's like, what am I listening to, or what am I watching? Lag train, but your internet is actually laggy. And it's like, I don't know. It's like these memes, but it doesn't make any sense. But it's because of it. It is what it is, and it's so blatant, and it's so intriguing. I love memes. They're a lot. They're actually like very stimulating to the brain because they make you.
Oh my god, I love memes.
It makes. It forces your brain to think about a certain subject at hand, but to think in it in a different light because it is, with the pretense, a meme. So all of a sudden, these rules are placed. These imaginary rules are placed around this sort of thing.
Right.
It is now a joke. What does that mean? And then your brain, I can either understand it or not understand it.
Yeah.
And if you understand it, what the hell did your brain have to succumb to be able to understand it? That's what I find fascinating about it.
I think it's cool too that you're able to kind of bring attention to things without it being super serious and like having to make it sound super serious. Like, dude, I've heard so many messed up jokes about like real life events that are happening.
Oh yeah.
And they're funny, but it kind of makes you do the big thinkies a little bit. You're kind of like, oh, okay, cool. Like that's a thing that's happening.
Right. And if anything, like such memes of things happening currently, it also inadvertently helps the youth to keep on track with it.
Right. Obviously
not in the best way, and maybe not in the most accurate way, but in a way that makes them into the conversation where they would never have been in the first place.
Yeah, they're learning about something, or like they're learning that something exists, and then if they decide that they want to like learn more about it, then they can go about doing that. And since the internet is a thing, it's super easy to be able to do that.
Right.
And so when you're talking about like stupid random shit posting memes, when you want to find like the origin of the meme, I'm sure that there's probably a video out there of someone doing a deep dive and finding the actual origin of like a random shit post, or like,
Well, I mean, I know what was it? Know Your Meme. What is that website? Know Your Meme or something like that.
That sounds right. I don't know.
It's just some database website where it has the meme and it tells you the origin, and then there's some sort of blog post, or not blog post, like a little mini article explaining the meme. I think it's just called Know Your Meme. I don't know. I don't frequent it because I'm fluent, but but
I am fluent in
I'm fluent in meme. But you know how impactful memes are, Zach, to the culture, even to everybody. The Will Smith slap, Zach. I know we've danced around it so many times and joked around it indirectly so many times in this show, but you know what that did, Zach? So what is it? The Oscars?
Yeah.
Emmys? Oscars. See how I didn't know?
Yeah.
It's because these type of things are beginning to fade out. These type of like large shows, and they're still really important, but they're becoming more smaller and smaller as things start to move on, as interest starts to move on, as people begin to not necessarily like. I think it's only on television. I could be wrong. It might be in a certain streaming service, but if it's in a certain streaming service, you have to have that streaming service. And it's like now it's kind of like I don't know how much I care about it anymore, because we're at a certain point where a lot of us have watched a lot of these already. Our generation have seen a lot of these shows. Our previous generations have been seeing them even farther, and the previous generation has seen them when they started.
And also, who the fuck has cable?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We've watched these so many different times, and they're all the same thing. And they're still important, like Emmy, Grammy award-winning movies, films, directors, actors, actresses. They deserve it, and it's fantastic. But we're beginning to see it so many times that we're getting so bored of it. Mm-hmm. So what do? We have Will Smith and Chris Rock stage something. Whether it's staged or not, I don't know. It's up in the air right now. Do I care? No, I find it fucking funny, so I don't care. But whether it is or not, people are talking about the Emmy or the Grammys now. People were talking about this, Oscars, whatever, sorry. They're talking about this event now. People who weren't in tuned at the moment are now watching the event.
Right.
And are now, and are videos about Will Smith and Chris Rock are now entering people's recommendations. I have so many Chris Rock recommendations. I don't hate the guy, but I'm like, dude, where did this come from? And I have so many of him being on talk, not even just like exposing him type shit, just clips of him being funny, just being Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Clips of Will Smith. I just got recommended a Hancock video the other day, Zach. What the fuck?
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
I haven't seen that movie in fucking ages.
How?
Speaking of 2012.
That's what I'm saying. How important memes can be, because yeah, I mean, he slapped Chris Rock and it was this thing and it was kind of interesting. Keep my wife's money, and this whole moment, right? And what could have happened and what I think was going to happen was Will Smith kind of gets flamed for it on television. What happened instead, I mean, maybe he still is, but what happened instead was the audience reaction, because of all the memes that have arose, because of the way that we've turned it into a big joke, has turned it into great publicity for the show, for both the parties involved. It's just a great thing.
Right.
Memes.
It's a very interesting how... Oh, do you remember when the Pepe meme ended up like
being a hate crime or whatever?
Yeah,
or a hate symbol or something like that.
Yeah, the mainstream media was saying that it was a hate symbol or something.
Yeah.
And I remember oh gosh, this was like 2017. Do you remember like the Spirit Rock type thing?
No.
At the high school?
Oh, yeah.
So, a buddy of mine who went to a different high school, he painted the Pepe face onto their rock. And that was like right during all of the hate symbol type stuff, just to make a meme out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And ended up getting covered, which was really sad. But that was so fucking funny.
That's funny.
Just because like no one who actually knew what it meant was taking all of that shit seriously. And it was like, just because some stupid motherfucker who was making like memes that were like so dark that the mainstream media legitimately thought that it was a hate crime.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, like
no, I mean, I could see an incredibly crude joke and then put like Nezuko's face on it, and then all of a sudden is Nezuko a bad character, a bad person? No, I just happened to use that. And it wasn't even meant to represent it. It was just kind of funny. I don't know.
I'm just imagining, like, dude, I just imagine, like, the random headlines, like, and by the way, this is not true. This is just coming from the depraved mind of somebody who spent too much time on the internet. Like, just imagine, like, the New York Times headline, Pillsbury Doughboy turns out to be anti-Semitic. Like,
yeah,
like
that's some dumbass journalist mainstream type shit.
And it's like, is that true? Fucking no. He's a character. Like, how can a character cannot portray real life emotions? It's
unless
like,
they make that character portray it. Like if the person who designed, well, what did you say? The
Pillsbury
Doughboy, who designed it, comes out and say, yeah, he's a Nazi. When I was designing him, I had that in mind.
That's one thing.
I put it in his lore.
That's in his wiki.
That's
you know what I'm saying though?
Yeah,
it's like,
I know it's really funny though, but I think but it's tough because the mainstream media gobble that shit up, like what we saw with the Pepe thing. I mean, it didn't last very long, but like, really?
Yeah,
like that's so obvious to us, but that's again saying that thing where I'm just like, if you're not heavily ingrained in the culture, then you don't understand.
By the way, I'm so excited for that one little clip to be taken out of context.
Oh, yeah. It'll be great.
You're like, I found my piece for the intro.
Yes. I'm sure that'd be great to put in the beginning of my video. I think... I'd like to draw a conclusion, but I don't know where to do it.
Where did we go?
Where did we come from? Cotton Eye Joe, you know? I
saw that coming from a mile away.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
You know why?
Because it's a meme.
Because it's a meme, and that's what I'm getting at.
Meme.
No, okay, yep. And I knew we were going for that. There's a...
That's the conclusion. That's
the conclusion.
it.
How long have we been going for?
Hour 20-ish?
Hour 20? I don't know. Do you still want to go more? Is there anything bothering you, Zach? I feel like these days, that last couple episodes, I've been ranting about all sorts of things about my life. Is there anything that pisses you off right now?
I mean, the fact that my fucking my pinky toenail fell off.
Oh, things your pinky toe fell off. Like, what the fuck? What does that even mean? How does it fall off?
Have you just been walking in circles this whole time? Has your life just been a sequence of right turns?
Like your whole nail?
Yeah, the whole nail came off. Yeah.
I thought only girls do that.
If you really think that they take their nails out and put the fake ones like into the nail bed.
No, they would. No, their nails would come off. Like their thing.
Oh no,
when they're in puberty and shit. I swear to God, this is a thing.
I don't think so.
I mean, it's not like broken, not like baby teeth, like all of them come off and then they get adult fingernails. No, I swear every now and then that shit would just happen. I don't know. I'm just stupid.
I think those are acrylic nails.
No, they're not. I've seen it. I've seen the skin, Zach. I've seen it. It's happened.
Aggressive Italian hands. No, I just kicked the shit out of something.
That happens. The pinky toe is just like it's just not a good thing.
Bro, if my pinky toe could have feelings, it would probably press charges on me because I've accidentally abused the fuck out of my pinky toe. Yeah, so I was at the rock climbing gym and I just showed up there and I was like getting ready to go climbing and stuff, and I wasn't wearing shoes because I was going to put my climbing shoes on. And I was just I was super excited to go climbing. And so I was running around kind of being a little bit haphazard. And I ended up kicking the corner, like a wooden corner, like, you know, the corner of this table.
Right.
Just straight to fucking pinky toe. And so it ended up lifting my nail almost completely like off of the nail bed. And yeah, it hurt. And for the last like 3 weeks, I've been like slowly trying to like make it so that my nail was no longer trying to kill my toe.
Right. No, that's pretty bad. That's one of my biggest fears.
Losing a toenail?
Just losing a nail. That sounds horrible. I told you, Zach, I've seen the skin. I've been traumatized. That's just gross.
Do you want to see my pinky toe?
No, I don't want to see your pinky toe, Zach. You don't do good with that stuff.
See, I just find it fascinating more than anything else. And
excuse me? I thought that gross as fuck. I mean, I guess in a way.
Bro, I work in medicine. I don't give a fuck.
One time, this scar right here that I have on my hand. I don't know if it's considered a scar. It's just like a bit of skin that I was too afraid to peel off, and then it healed over it. Well, I think I don't know if I said it before. I was just like it's one of the deepest just scratches I've ever had. And I was just like, I was at work and like I was reaching for something inside a cupboard that's lower. And like, imagine this desk, right? But then there's a bit of extra wood protruding downwards because why the fuck not? I don't know. And I grab the thing and I kind of do this motion pretty quick because, you know, I grab the thing, I'm going to pull it out and I'm kind of not in a hurry necessarily, but I'm like, I don't need to go slow. So I go for it and I nick that little wood bar thing. I guess it's for support. I don't know. And this part of the skin, like kind of flails off like this.
Oh,
like
gotcha.
It's not like the white, you know, like your skin turns white and it scratches up. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like this skin you see right now, like the skin on my body, and it's kind of just hanging.
Just chilling, yeah.
Just chilling. I look at it, I'm like, and then my first thought is that, oh wow, the human skin is layered like a cake.
Like onions.
Oh my God, it's a cake. Everything is a cake.
Everything is a parfait.
And I look, and like you can kind of look. I know this is kind of gross, but I'm not going to explain it into detail because then I'll gross myself out. So don't worry. But I look inside, and yeah, it's like the layers and like it's really deep, like way deeper than the shit. I don't even know how, because I don't think I went that hard. But I look at it and like, and it was one of those moments where it didn't hurt immediately. I was just more like, oh, well, shit. There it is. You know, and then I go in the bathroom, you know, and we don't have any band-aids anymore because we're out, unfortunately, because of course we are at that moment. So I take a couple napkins and I wrap it, and I do this super jank way of holding it in, and I put a glove over it to tighten it to add pressure. It was pretty smart, honestly, now that I think about it. But it was gross as fuck, and it was just dangling, and I was like, it was the thing where you should like, I didn't know if I should tear it off or not.
Right.
But at that point, when I thought if I should tear it off or not, that's when it started hurting. And now I'm starting to get scared.
Right.
I mean, at that point, I'm pretty sure the skin's just dead. So I should just, you know, just nip it.
Don't like rip it.
Well, no, because then it's gonna, yeah. But I'm scared now, so I just don't do it, and I just let it chill, and I do try not to touch it as much as possible. My hand hurts for like the next 2 weeks or so, and now it's healed over itself, and now you can kind of see it a little bit here.
It's just like an outline.
It is like an outline because you can see where it just folded.
Yeah.
Because that's part of the skin, Zach. Like you can't. I'm not gonna show it, but there's like you can see it's still connected.
Yeah.
That's what I mean when I say it just went like this, like a hatchet, or like a hatch.
Yeah.
Or a latch or whatever. Like it's just like opened up, and I'm like, what the fuck? Gross as shit.
And then you're just like, I'm just gonna.
I'm just gonna put it back. I'm just gonna put it back in. That was probably one of the grossest things I've done. But that says a lot because I've never broken a bone. I've never had a bone exit or protrude out of my skin before.
Right. I mean, so I have a lot of scars.
Yes.
You know this.
Yeah, because you do dumb shit.
Fair.
Right.
Let's see. I have it's a little guy. It's just right there. Just right. And that's from a butterfly knife that went blade down.
Right.
And stuck into my hand.
Mm-hmm.
And it stayed there.
Yes.
And so I had to pull it out. And after that, I just kind of sat there and did the same thing. I just kind of looked at it and I was like, oh, fuck. And then, of course, it started bleeding a shit ton. And, you know, like I've cut the side tip of my finger off. Punched a stud on my wall. The only time I ever tried to punch my wall when I was like 14. And then I ended up
hitting a stud. That's super unfortunate.
Yeah.
Not just drywall into air. No, a stud. That's super unfortunate.
Yeah. And I'm just looking at like my hands because I mean, I have scars on my elbows from falling. I have a scar on my hip from when I thought I dislocated my hip. And this was relatively recently. I think this was like last year at some point. You know, I was at the skate park doing my thing. I ended up falling like 5 feet straight onto my hip on concrete. That shit sucked. Like I didn't walk right for like a week and a half after that. And then I proceeded to go and ride again, and then it was fine for the most part.
See, that's the difference between you and I. I would never flip a butterfly knife. That's stupid as shit.
But it looks cool.
It looks cool. That's stupid as shit. Why the fuck? It serves zero purpose. It's just dangerous. That's just like, I have this exposed electrical wire here, and I'm holding it by the end of the heat shrink. But look, it's going zip zap. That's pretty cool, isn't it? You know, like, what the fuck? That's dumb as shit. I don't know, but that's me, right?
Right.
I would never do some dumb shit because that's how I was raised. In a very confined Asian household where it's like, if you do stupid stuff, you hurt yourself. You stupid boy. You know?
You bring great shame to
you
family.
Bring great shame to a family. You go back in your room, do your math book. You know?
Yeah.
That's how I was raised. And to this day, I still agree. I say I don't leave my house because I don't do dumb shit.
See, I do leave my house, and I do.
And you do dumb shit.
Yeah.
In my category, I consider that dumb shit.
But also, I do not dumb shit.
I suppose, in comparison to the dumb shit community, yes, I agree that you don't do that dumb shit. But you still do dumb shit. I personally would never go bridge jumping. or whatever the fuck you did with Jackson.
Cliff jumping.
Cliff jumping. I would never do that. That's scary as shit. I don't need to.
Yeah. But it's fun.
You know what else is fun, Zach? Minecraft.
Reading the math book.
Reading the map book. Play Minecraft. Do a redstone trapdoor.
Doing your taxes.
Emotional damage. That's more fun, Zach.
Doing your taxes?
No. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, when you get the
return.
I haven't gotten mine yet.
I haven't gotten mine yet either.
Well, the reason is because, and this is not saying anything bad, but it's just, I did it. How do I explain this? I did it, and they're partnered with like Credit Karma or whatever, which I use, and it's fine.
Yeah.
So I'm like, sure, why not? And it's like, you can, if you do it through there, I didn't read it very well, and that's my fault. But at the same time, I didn't really think of it. And also I had a terrible time doing it because they threw a question that was so stupid that even my dad was like, this is stupid. And it threw off the entire process. So at that point, at the end of it, I was super fucking over it. So I was like, okay. And then they did this process where it's like, if you do it with Credit Karma, I'm not calling them out because, again, I do use Credit Karma. It's a great way to check your Credit Karma. And you should do that because credit score is important. Stop using debit cards. It's stupid. There's no point. Just use your credit card. It's literally just a debit card. That makes your life better in the long run. Anyways, that's besides the point. This is not financial advice. We talked to Zach for financial advice. And it said, like, you can have your tax return like X amount of days early if you do it through here. And I'm like, well, sure, why not? And it's credit. Yeah. I know credit. I'm, like I said, I know it's fine. But what I didn't realize was that it ends up being like credit in their thing, which was fine at first because you could transfer to a bank. The problem is the bank that I have is not listed into the banks that they are allowed to transfer to.
Gotcha.
So now I just have my tax return sitting in my thing and I can't use it. I can't have it. I'm like, what the fuck, bro?
Fuck, man.
Fuck, man. Shit, man. Fuck. So I'm upset.
Right.
I'm like, really? After all of that? So now I'm going to try and call my bank and see if we can figure it out, or do I have to I have to open up another bank. So we'll figure that out. I don't know. But that's a bunch of shit. I'll ask my cousin because my cousin is super into that shit. He's one of those guys who still has the fat wallets. Well, not a relatively fat wallet. Not exactly the big boy chunks that we used to have, but you know. He has quite a few credit cards, you know?
Yeah.
He's one of those guys. He's like, oh, the rewards and shit, you know? Like, I'm like, okay, well, calm down, bro. You're frothing at the mouth right now. You have to relax, you know?
He's the type of guy who has an Alaskan Airlines credit card.
Yeah. It's Brandon.
That's fair.
Yeah, he's super into that. So I might ask him and he's going to recommend me banks and stuff, you know? Adult shit, that's not really my thing, but that's okay. I just want to get my thing. But at the same time, it's adult things.
You're like, I just want to get my thing.
I just want to get my thing so I can get my stuff. I can do the stuff. Speaking of injuries, I hurt my back. I told you I hurt my back.
Yeah.
I hurt my back at work doing just random dumb shit. And again, and I explained to you, this is the first time. Like I've hurt my back before many times. Doing sports, bad movement, slept wrong, all sorts of things, right? Mm-hmm. But this is the first time that I hurt my back and it felt like this. I don't know what it is. It doesn't feel like a bone. Maybe it's some sort of strain of some sort, some sort of pulling. I don't know. But then again, maybe it is a bone. I have no clue. It doesn't feel like it's a bone. But then again, I wouldn't know what that would feel like. And do you hear that breath? I don't know why I made that so exaggerated. and this is the first. And then I don't know why, but it just hurts way different than all the other times I've ever hurt my back.
Right.
And I'm just like, okay, you know, I ain't no bitch, so I'm just going to deal with it for the rest of the day because I'm at work, and I deal with it for the rest of the day, and I wake up the next morning and I'm crying. I'm not crying actually, but I'm crying internally because it hurts really bad. And I'm like, okay, I did something probably stupid. It's all good. I'll just sleep it off. 2 weeks later, Zach, it still hurts. And now I'm scared. I mean, it's not that bad. Like, look at me, I'm chilling. But there's certain positions where it's like, ooh, that's no bueno. And there was a point at work where I was like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of this. I'm tired of this bullshit. So I stand upright and I take my hand on my back and I go, bam! Smack it. Give it a good smack. Maybe I dislocated a bone or something, like my spine or some shit. I just needed to pop it back into place. I don't think that's how that works. But it was just in the moment. I didn't really care. I was walking from one side of the room to the other. I wasn't thinking. I was just going for it, you know?
You're just like, fuck it.
I'll just smack my back real quick. I do that, and then all of a sudden, my back hurts more, but for a different reason. So now I have 2 reasons for my back hurting. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I've done fucked up. So that's where I'm at right now, Zach. I finally hurt my back from age.
Dude, it's interesting because like I've said, I've done a lot of dumb shit and I've injured myself many times. And so I feel like it's easier for me to kind of understand what type of pain I'm dealing with because, you know, I've broken bones. I've like gotten a lot of like cuts and bruises and, you know, I've gotten tendonitis in this shoulder twice. I've freaking dislocated bones. Same shoulder, actually. I've dislocated this shoulder and then relocated it in the same fall. I told you that story. But it's like for me, like whenever I have like really, really bad back pain, which I do because I'm old, I can kind of tell like if it's a muscle thing, if it's like a bone thing, and like, you know, the alignment of my spine isn't super great. And so it just kind of causes my body to do a bunch of weird shit. But it's just like, you know, I can, like when I fucked up my toe, I was like, oh, cool, my toe's broken. And I knew like immediately, I was like, yep, I broke it. This is unfortunate. And then I told my mom and she was like, oh, well, there's nothing you can do about it regardless. And then I ended up taping my furthermost 2 toes, my pinky toe, and then whatever's after the pinky toe. I taped them together. And then it stayed like that for a couple of days. The ring toe, if you will.
The ring toe. I like that. Much better than knee armpit.
Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting just kind of like understanding.
I guess you would kind of know, right? You would kind of feel it. Like you would just know it's a little different.
Yeah.
Because it hurts at a different point of your pinky or of that toe.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, yeah, it's broken.
Yeah, like when I broke my wrist, I knew like right after I fell, I was like, yep, my wrist is fucking broken. And it was really weird. It was like a weird like hairline fracture that ended up kind of like, it was gross. But I knew like, yep, it's broken. And like, you know, same thing with my shoulder. I was like, yep, I just dislocated my shoulder, but it was like still in, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like the more that you injure yourself, and I'm sure Jackson could probably say a lot about this too, the more that you injure yourself, the more you kind of have an understanding of what different pain feels like. Hence the reason why I can like get tattoos and shit, and it doesn't really bother me too much because I'm like, meh.
The worst thing I've ever done is probably I sprained my right arm, I think, or right wrist rather, or something here. I don't fucking know. Something around this area. And because I had to wear the thing, not a cast, but a thing.
Like a brace?
Yeah. It was a long time ago. Like maybe even before middle school. Elementary school-ish, middle school-ish, early middle school. I was at JJ Jump Sack.
Fucking love that place.
Yeah, I was in the baby area, the kiddie area. Because I was like, fuck it, why not? I've done this one slide like 50 times. I'm bored. Because in JJ Jump, there's like one bouncy house, one slide, and that's it. I'm like, all right, I'm bored. I'm going to go to the kiddie area and fuck around. And fuck around I did. And then I did a really peculiar jump and, you know, did this, you know, to land forward. And that's always a bad thing. Don't do that. But I did. I'm a kid. I don't know better. And also human reaction. I don't know any better, right?
Yeah.
I do that, sprain my wrist. I start crying because I've never felt that before. And I think I was still crying anyways because I vividly remember the pain.
Yeah.
Because it was so different. It was so distinct from any other thing I've ever done. So I was like, man, not like that. I was like, I'm gonna die. I'm bleeding. There's no blood. I'm bleeding. There's Arthur. There's no blood. I'm bleeding. There's a bone. There's no bone. And
you're just sitting there like, this is where I died in the kitty area of a JJ Joe.
That would be so tragic, though. I would say.
He decided to fuck around, and fuck around he did.
And I fuck around I did. And that's why you don't fuck around in a JJ Jump kitty area, because them shits, they ain't gonna save you. Kitty area gonna save you. If you're still dumb, you're dumb. You know? If you are stupid and you go to a kitty area, it doesn't mean you're less stupid. It just means you're stupid, but you have a less chance of being stupid. You have a less chance of being more stupid than you already are.
You're still gonna play stupid games, but you have a lesser chance of winning stupid prizes.
Mm-hmm. You know the new Mac stuff, Zach?
Yeah.
Like the new Mac Studio and such. Have you seen Marcus Brownlee's video on it?
Mm-mm.
Well, I haven't either. Not because he's a bad, I would love Marcus Brownlee. He's fantastic, but I just hadn't gotten to it yet. And he talked about how fast it is, but it's super expensive. And he brings up a funny metaphor that hits me because it's funny as fuck, and I'm an editor. He's like, if you're a bad editor and you buy a fast computer, it doesn't make you a better editor. You're still a bad editor, but you're faster.
You're just gonna edit poorly more efficiently.
And that's fantastic, and I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd say that's about it for today.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how we got here.
Memes. Nobody knows how we got here. This is
memes.
Recommendations.
And my pinky toe still hurts.
And my back still hurts. And it hurts while I do this. Ah! I need to stretch. Okay.
You're like, Arthur, does it hurt when you do that?
Thank you everybody for watching. I appreciate y'all. If you go in the description, the grapefruit video is linked down below. Do you have anything to say, Zach?
Also linked down below is our socials.
I wanted that to be the only thing linked down.
I don't think you're gonna link that video.
I'm gonna link that video. Is it still on you? I'll find it. I'll find the video and I'll link it. It'll just replace all of our links. It'll just be grapefruit video. How to grapefruit technique.
I think if it links down below to the exact same video. Every single link is going to be replaced with one video, and if you haven't seen this video, then you're in for the time of your life.
I think it's a very informative video. You never know when the time may come where you need a grapefruit, a fella.
Perform fellatio. Anyways,
with the grapefruit, I would say that's better.
Anyways, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Comment down below, let us know what you want us to talk about. Yeah, I'm gonna go home.
Yes, and I'm going to stay home. All right, goodbye everybody.
Please fucking stop.